Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel we like to walk a very fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with a makeup hobby. Now, I really enjoy eyeshadows, singles, duochromes, multichromes, blush, highlight, lip gloss, basically everything except pressed glitter, and today we're going to be trying out the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick with me, we're getting into it right now. So the palette itself is gorgeous. It comes in this box that has like a little bit of like a star kind of pattern on it, and then it does have your ingredients for each shade and all of the shade names on it. Some of the shade names in here are weird. So you can see that there is a reflective quality to the packaging, but it also has this like sort of stars effect. Depending on what angle you're looking at it, you can see either more or less intensity of those little reflects. And then of course, the most important part is the actual palette itself. And I absolutely cannot wait to get into this particular palette. All of the shades have these really wackadoo names to them, but I'm hoping they are going to allow us to do a really cool smoky look. So let's get started. I'm going to use a little bit of the Essence primer. I got this one not too long ago. Oh, and actually let me turn down my lights too. All right, so let me go ahead and get you zoomed in, and then we're going to start working on this eye look. So the shades in here are super pretty. This shade Cygnus here is really intriguing to me, and I really like this Night Sky shade. It's kind of it's a black, but it has like this sort of bluish kind of shimmer sprinkled through it, which I think is cool. This Snowbow shade also looks really interesting because it kind of has like silver, but then lavender, but then blue. I don't know. I'm impressed. But I'm going to go in and do this blind, and then I'll film some swatches probably later. So I'm going to go into this center shade here called Sposh. I don't know. I don't know what that actually means. Oh, it looks like it may be one of those cream dip powder shades. That's fine with me. So I had a disastrous thing happen this past week. I was getting up early to edit one of my videos, and I brought my tablet in with me and set it on the side of my desk so that I could bring up my computer. And when I did that, it fell off of my desk. It must have hit the corner of my desk, but I didn't actually see that because it was otherwise pretty dark in the room. And it like cracked the like liquid, what do they call it, the LCD screen or whatever. It didn't crack the glass, but it like fractured the pixels underneath it. And then gradually that started getting more and more crazy. So like, great. This tablet wasn't like super expensive, but I don't really want to replace it either, right? Because I just bought it in June, July. So I Google like how much does Samsung require, or how much do they charge to replace the screen? And it was $150 more than the cost of the tablet. So I was like, all right, well, that's not going to work because I would just buy a new tablet at that point. It wouldn't make any sense. I'm gonna go, God, these names. I'm gonna go in with Snert next. I don't know what a Snert is, but that's what we're gonna do. So in Googling that, I came across some videos showing how you can replace the screen, and I'm like moderately technologically inclined, klutzy, but I understand some technology things. So I was like, oh, maybe I can just replace it myself. So I watched the video, and it seems super straightforward. Like, you basically just heat up the screen with like a heating pad, and then pop the old screen off, unplug the little circuit board that's on the back, put that onto the new screen, put the new screen on, glue it down, and you're good to go. And I'm thinking, well, that seems pretty idiot-proof. So let's go ahead and try it. So I ordered this stuff, and the day it came, I was actually home because my daughter seemed to be kind of coming down with a stomach bug. She got better after just taking a nap, so I don't know if she was just really tired or what, but so I was home with her. So I'm like, let me try this while I'm home and there are no witnesses in case it is a catastrophic failure. So I go ahead and start trying to heat up the tablet, and I'm just going back in with that center black shade. And I got it like most of the way heated, but the glue was not lifting the way it had in the video. So as I'm trying to like dig my little tool in the side to lift the screen, it cracks the screen, like the glass. I did that twice, and then I was like, you are very lucky you have not gotten a microscopic piece of glass in your eye. Go get some eyewear. Because yeah, I was doing this without eyewear. Dumb idea. So I went and got some eyewear and covered up, and then went ahead and started trying to replace this thing. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of Blizzard here, and then I'm going to put that into this contrail shade here towards the inner corner. So I got my eyewear on, and I keep heating and prying and heating and prying. Eventually I pry the old screen off, and it's ready for the new screen. So I plug in the new screen, and before I glue it down, I'm like, let me just make sure this works, because I don't want to glue it down and then not be able to get it back up if there's something wrong. So I go to turn it on, and it's not turning on. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, why not? I did everything right, and I rewatched the video, and I did everything right, and I retry it again, and it's not working. So I plugged in the charger, and the charger still makes the little bing bong that it's like now charging. So I'm like, okay, clearly the tablet is on, it's just the screen is not displaying. So I'm rifling around the internet trying to figure out what to do to fix it, and I find a website that tells me how to do a hard reset on this palette, good gravy, on the tablet. So I'm like, well, I've done everything else. Even if I do a hard reset and completely like trash everything that's on my tablet, at least I'll have my tablet back. So I do this hard reset, and it actually didn't erase everything. It just like forced a restart. So that was a happy accident. But when it did that forced restart, it actually turned on. I couldn't believe it. So I managed to then get it like up and running. I still had all my apps, I still had all my files, and I glued it back down and let it sit for a couple hours for the glue to cure, and I now have a fully functional tablet. So excited. Okay, so at this point, we're pretty good gradient of grays here. And I think I'm ready to start using some shimmers. I will not be able to avoid using this shade here, Cygnus, because it just looks so pretty. But I do want to use this Snowbow shade too, because it looks really pretty as well. So let's get that. And because I felt so emboldened by my success, I decided I wanted to try to fix our dryer too, because our dryer has this incredibly loud buzz that goes off, and it scares my kids because the dryer where it is like right across from their room. So of course when they're like getting ready to take a nap and falling asleep, and then you hear this like super loud, oh my gosh, it scares the heck out of them. It scares me too. Like startles me, I guess I should say. It's not like I'm afraid of it. So I found another tutorial on YouTube, thank God, that explained how to go about turning that off, and I got myself stuck behind my dryer and actually got it to turn off. I was so excited. So I'm like 2 for 2 this week. Oh my goodness. That is a pretty shade. Oh yeah. Okay, Natasha. A sparkly black shade has been like my new kryptonite recently, so this is super exciting to see. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay. And then I kind of want to try this Snowbow shade. I think it's a duochrome, you guys. I'm gonna grab a little pencil brush and go into that Snowbow shade again, just to kind of touch up the inner corner here. That is pretty, oh my goodness. And then blend that up. So that's what we're looking like on the upper lash line. Now we need to do the lower lash line. I think on the lower lash line, I want to do some of this ebb shade because it almost has like a really deep blue kind of a quality to it. So I want to see how we can smoke that out. Oh, this might be another cream to matte too, that's fine. So this weekend I was hosting family, playing Miss Fix-It. Oh. It's been nice to kind of cross some of those things off my list of like to-dos though. Okay, so that is a really nice kind of soft denim blue. And then I'm gonna blend that. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more of this Sposh shade down onto the lower lash line as well, in the outer corner. I guess we're gonna try a little bit of Garo just to use another shade here in the palette. Go. Okay, let's get some liner and mascara on, and then I will come back and kind of tell you what my first impressions are. So overall, when it comes to the Xenon palette, I actually really like these shades for my first impression. I think a sort of black and white themed palette, when you have this many shades, can be a bit daunting because it can look a little bit redundant. I would like to still keep trying out some of these matte grays to see how truly different they are, because they do look very similar in pan. This shade and this shade I thought look, oh no, I'm sorry, this shade and this shade I thought look quite similar in pan as well, but they do actually look different, which I really like. Obviously the metallics that I use, this one, this one, this one, very impressive. Oh, look how pretty and shiny and sparkly that is. I don't even think it's picking up on camera. You can see it's such a stunning shade. All of these metallics in here have really special sort of like a wet effect. I really wish that when she put out the Glam, this is what we got instead. The Glam palette was like the crawl before you can walk kind of palette, right? Like that one I guess had to exist so that this could exist, but now that she's really upgraded her formulas, these are like special formulas. Like I am impressed by these formulas. This one, the I Need a Nude palette, and I think the Yucca palette are all ones with this new formula in them. The Yucca is the only one I don't have, and now I'm kind of thinking I might need it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. But this is the finished look. I actually really like it. I'm gonna step off so I can go film another video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!